There's a crisis unfolding in America's heartland, a staggering 94% collapse in U.S. farm exports. This isn't just a statistic, it's a seismic shift that's shaking the very foundation of rural America. This isn't just a bad season, it's a five-alarm fire for American agriculture. The alarm bells are ringing louder than ever, and the consequences are rippling far beyond the fields. Family farms, the backbone of our nation for generations, are facing extinction. These are the people who have fed America for centuries, now struggling to keep their legacy alive. Why should you care? Because the health of our farms is tied directly to the health of our country. When our farms suffer, our communities, our economy, and our future all feel the impact. When farmers can't sell overseas, they can't survive. And if they can't survive, our food supply is at risk. The shelves in your local grocery store could soon look very different. Exports have long been the lifeline for American farmers, providing stability and income. Without access to global markets, many farms simply can't make ends meet. Now, that lifeline is gone, threatening to unravel rural America. Small towns are emptying out, businesses are closing, and hope is fading. Imagine running a business where 94% of your customers vanish overnight. That's what's happening to our farmers. The loss is not just financial, it's deeply personal. They're left with debt, unsold crops, and no way out. The stress is mounting, and for many, the future looks bleak. The silence in the fields is deafening. Once busy farms now stand still, echoing with memories of better days. Farmers are proud and resilient, but this crisis is pushing them to the brink. Their determination is being tested like never before. We're witnessing a potential extinction-level event for the family farm. If this trend continues, the landscape of American agriculture could be changed forever. Before we talk solutions, we need to grasp the gravity of this collapse. The scale of the problem demands our full attention and urgent action. This isn't just about numbers, it's about real people, real families, and the future of our food. Every statistic represents a family fighting to survive. The story of the American farmer is our story. Their struggles, triumphs, and traditions are woven into the fabric of our nation. If we ignore this, we risk losing more than just crops. We risk losing a way of life. Rural communities, once vibrant, could become relics of the past. The crisis is real, and its effects will reach every table in America. From the heartland to the city, no one is immune to the fallout. It's time to pay attention. The headlines are urgent, and the need for awareness and action has never been greater. The fate of our farms is the fate of our nation. What happens in our fields will shape the future for all of us. Their struggle is our struggle. Standing with our farmers means standing up for our country's future. And their story needs to be told, before it's too late. The time to act is now, before the silence in our fields becomes permanent. American farmers have always fed the world, providing not just for their own families, but for millions of people across the globe. And exports have been their lifeblood, turning hard work in the fields into opportunity and prosperity. Selling crops like soybeans and corn overseas isn't just extra cash. It's the foundation that keeps many farms alive, allowing them to survive tough seasons and invest in better equipment and technology. Farmers plan their entire year around global demand, taking out loans, making careful decisions, and investing in their future with hope that the world will buy what they grow. When the export market vanishes, so does their safety net, leaving them exposed to financial risk and uncertainty. Our farmers produce more than we can eat here at home, and exports absorb the surplus, keeping food prices stable for everyone and preventing waste. Without exports, we face a paradox: too much food piling up, but farmers going broke, unable to sell what they've worked so hard to grow. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about the survival of family businesses, the backbone of rural America, and the future of entire communities. The local diner, the tractor dealer, the feed store, even the school and the church, they all depend on the farmer's success and stability. American agriculture stands on two legs: domestic and international markets. Both are essential, and both must be strong for the system to work. With one leg kicked out, The whole system is at risk of collapsing, threatening livelihoods and traditions built over generations. This isn't just a farming problem, it's an American problem, touching every state, every city, and every family. The ripple effects threaten every community, every table, and every future, reaching far beyond the farm gate. When exports fail, the entire country feels the impact, from the grocery store to the local economy. That's why this crisis matters to us all, because when our farmers struggle, so does America. How does a 94% drop even happen? It's not a slow decline, it's a cliff. Recent trade data shows key exports like soybeans, corn, and beef have plummeted from $83 billion to just $5 billion in a single quarter. Trade routes that were reliable for decades have been severed overnight. The Midwest, America's breadbasket, has been hit hardest, with crops sitting unsold and debts mounting. Farmers planted in good faith, but now face a market with no buyers. This isn't just a bad year, it's a black swan event. Geopolitical conflict, sudden trade policy shifts, and logistical breakdowns have all collided. The numbers are brutal, but behind every percentage point is a family in crisis. No one can prepare for a collapse this fast. The industry is in free fall, and survival is uncertain. This is the harsh new reality for American agriculture. Behind the statistics are real people, like David Miller, a fourth-generation Kansas farmer whose family has worked the same land for over a century, weathering storms, droughts, and changing times. Last year, David dreamed of expanding his operation, investing in new equipment, and passing on a thriving farm. Now, he's left wondering if his son will have a farm to inherit at all, as uncertainty clouds every decision. His silos are overflowing with corn, but prices have plummeted so low that he can't sell his harvest for even a fraction of what it costs to grow. Each day, the unsold crops weigh heavier on his mind. Maria Sanchez in Texas, a rancher whose family has raised cattle for generations, has been forced to sell off her prized herd at a loss, watching her family's future and legacy slip away with every auction. Young farmers in Iowa, once full of hope and ambition, now face canceled contracts, mounting debt, and the harsh reality that their dreams may not survive another season. These aren't isolated stories. They're happening everywhere, from the rolling plains of Kansas to the fields of Iowa and the ranches of Texas. The struggle is widespread, touching every corner of rural America. Farmers talk about sleepless nights, tough conversations with loved ones, and the constant fear of losing everything they've worked for. The emotional toll is as real as the financial one. But through it all, they're not asking for pity, just a fighting chance to keep their farms alive and their communities strong. The stress is overwhelming, but their determination is fierce. Every day they rise before dawn, driven by hope and grit, refusing to give up. Their voices are a desperate alarm bell for the rest of the country, a call for help, for understanding, and for action before it's too late. We need to listen, before their way of life and the backbone of our nation disappears forever. The crisis doesn't stop at the farm gate, it ripples through the entire economy. When farmers can't spend, small-town businesses suffer, main streets empty, and jobs vanish. Truckers, factory workers, and port employees all feel the pain as exports dry up. For now, you might see lower grocery prices, but that's a temporary illusion. If farms go under, shortages will follow, and we'll become dependent on foreign food. The skills and knowledge of generations could vanish overnight. Losing family farms means losing a way of life and a secure food supply. We can't just train new farmers overnight. This crisis threatens the heart of our country and the future of our food. If we don't act, the consequences will be dire for everyone. How did we get here? It's a perfect storm. Trade wars led to massive tariffs on U.S. farm products, shutting us out of key markets. New global alliances and trade deals left America on the sidelines. Extreme weather, droughts, floods, crippled production and reliability. Meanwhile, competitors like Brazil thrived, taking our place. A strong U.S. dollar made our goods even more expensive abroad. Political conflict, shifting alliances, climate disasters, and economic headwinds all hit at once. Our farmers are fighting a multi-front war and losing ground fast. If this crisis continues, the future is grim. We'll see a wave of bankruptcies, with family farms replaced by giant corporations or foreign investors. The diversity and resilience of our food system will vanish. Rural communities will wither, schools and hospitals will close, and small towns will die. America's heartland could become a vast, empty landscape run by machines. We'll lose the culture, values, and self-reliance that define us. If we become dependent on foreign food, we lose our strength and security. Our global influence will fade, and we'll be vulnerable to supply shocks and political pressure. The road ahead, if we do nothing, leads to a weaker, less secure America. That's a future none of us should accept. So, what can we do? This is an all-hands-on-deck moment. The government must act fast. Targeted relief for farmers, not bailouts, but bridges to survival. Trade policies need urgent rethinking. Rebuild relationships, open new markets, and fight for fair trade. But it's not just up to Washington. As consumers, we can support American farmers. Buy local, visit farmers markets, join a CSA. Every dollar spent on American-grown food is a vote for our future. Get educated, get loud, share these stories, demand action from leaders. For too long, farmers have been invisible. Now is the time to see them, hear them, and stand with them. Saving the American farm is a national priority, not a partisan issue. Real change happens when enough people care. Let's make our voices heard. We're at a crossroads. Down one path, the slow death of the family farm, a hollowed-out heartland, and a weaker nation. Down the other, action, engagement, and hope. The 94% collapse is a fire alarm. We must answer the call. This path requires us to care, to support our farmers, and to demand better from our leaders. The American farmer has never quit on us. We can't quit on them. They embody hard work, resilience, and a deep connection to the land. But they can't weather this storm alone. Let's promise to remember the hands that feed us. Let's invest in our food security and rural America's future. Their fight is our fight. Saving the American farmer is saving a piece of our own soul.